Yeah, first I'll talk about when I got the call for it. So I was supposed to fight on the 28th of May this month, so in a few days. But we got the call like 4 days before the fight was supposed to happen. So it was a Thursday, and I was gonna take the day off because I was already training hard and I'm getting tired and I need to just get more rest. So I took the morning off because I needed to take some time for the visa. I did a visa run, and then in the afternoon I came back, brought my work stuff to a coffee shop, and I'm drinking my coffee and of course my almond croissant. And as I'm picking up my almond croissant, and the trajectory is already set, it's going. There's no stopping it. As it's going, I get a text message from Games, the boss's son, saying that I have to fight on Saturday, or I don't have to fight, but he's asking me, do I want to take the fight then? I said, if you guys think I'm ready, I'm ready. And I was good to go because I've been training regularly, but I only had about, I think, 4 days to prepare to do hard training. So I didn't have a lot of time, and then the opponent was completely different as well. He was a different stance fighter, so everything that I was working on for my previous opponent that I was supposed to fight on the 28th, I had to completely change and start doing other things. So but I knew I was going to be okay in the fight. So, I prepared to the best of my ability. We get to the fight begins, and I'm, getting into my rhythm. And I'm doing my best to block all of his attacks. First, second round. Third round is when we begin to fight. First, second round, the judges don't really count it as much. It's just more of a feeling out round. Third round is when they begin to count it. So the third round, I was down on points. I come back, the whole corner is screaming at me, telling me what I need to do because there was a lot of money on the line as well. The owner of PK, he bet. I bet 10,000 baht on myself. My girlfriend bet 10,000. There was other people in the gym that bet as well. So a lot of money's on the line, and you have to, there's a lot of pressure to perform the way they want you to perform in order for you to win the fight successfully. So they're telling me what I need to do in the fourth round, which was just basically be more active, do everything that I was doing, just be more active, make sure I continue blocking my opponent's attacks, and I did that successfully. So round 4 I won. But still, it was, at this point, it's a close fight. So when I come back to go into the 5th round, now they're telling me, to keep pressure on, keep moving forward, don't stop. And I kept moving forward, and there's nothing like significant that I'm doing that's landing. So I get the moment where I basically called him out, and I wanted to have him come to me so he can fight. And we practiced this in the gym as well. And the boss was telling me, if this guy keeps running away, which we knew he was gonna do, that's just his style. He likes to back away. And he said, if this guy does that, you have to stop the action and call him over to you, so everybody sees in the public that you're willing to fight, but he's just running away. So that's exactly what I did. So I call him towards me so he can continue fighting in the 5th round. But in his mind, he's already up on points and he's winning the fight. Although I think it was starting to turn towards my side now. But I think what I ended up doing is I put the pressure on him. So he ended up kicking me, which he shouldn't have done. And when he kicked me, that's when I ended up sweeping him. And once I swept him, I knew right then and there that the fight was mine. And if you look in the video, I look directly at my corner to see what their instructions are. And their instructions were to stop fighting because you already won the fight at this point, since I already won round 4. So we both kind of halt the action. and the round ends, and in my mind I was gonna be a winner, but unfortunately it was called a draw, and so now we have a rematch set. Round 3 I was tired, and I knew that was because of not having the proper amount of training. If I just had another 4 days, so maybe like 8 to 9 days in total, I would have been fine for this fight, because again I'm constantly training. I'm never taking a substantial amount of time off. So if I just had like 9 days in total of hard training, I would have been fine. But in third round I was definitely tired, and then fourth round I was tired, but I didn't care at that point because I just needed to do as much as I could to win the fight. So as far as how I felt physically, that's how I felt in the fight. As far as how I felt mentally, I was good to go. I was confident. I felt like I was winning the fight by round 4, and then obviously in round 5 I thought I took the win. And the boss was saying that I was training 3 months for this fight, but in reality this is 17 years of me training, because I've never taken the longest I've ever taken off was two weeks, and that was because I had to quarantine when I came to Thailand in 2021. So other than that, I've been training in the sport for my whole life, and like take a week off after every fight or so, but 2 weeks is like the longest I've ever taken off. So this is 17 years of my life that went into this fight, and they just took that opportunity to win this fight away from me. And so we have another go set for July 2nd. Hopefully the result is going to be different, and I'm not gonna let off the gas. I'm gonna be even more focused for this fight, because I have to be. I'm expecting him to make changes in his game plan, and so I will do the same thing. I will fix what needs to be fixed from the last fight, and we're gonna continue doing what we did before, and I'm gonna be just as confident. I'm still gonna bet on myself, so hopefully the result is gonna be accurate this time. Do I think people think about how long I've spent and all the sacrifices I've made for the sport? No, I don't. That's something that's personal to me, and that's something that that's has a meaning to me, and that's it. People just want to see a good fight. The public, they don't really care about how long I've spent doing this, but to me it means something, and it shows in it shows in the way that I do things in everyday life, my attitude, my character, and so I know that it was just a game of when I started. I knew it was just a game of just what's the word that I'm looking for? Compound. It's like compound interest. That's all I wanted to do, is just think about what I'm doing today and think about what I'm doing tomorrow. If I do those things right, I knew the titles were gonna come. I never cared about winning titles when I first started, because I knew all that stuff was gonna come. If I just focus on today and tomorrow, because that's mainly what I have the most amount of control over. And so that's exactly what I did, and that's what led me to this position. And so when I hear some fighters taking a longer period of time off, and the Thais do this as well, after a fight they'll take a month off, they'll take months off sometimes, and they'll come back a month before they have to fight, they'll get into shape, and then they'll fight. So with me, I can't afford to do that, because all of them, they have a lot more experience, and they can do that because they've been doing it since age 7, 8. I've been doing this since age 18, and my first fight was at 19 or 20 years old. So they had 10 years over me already, so I couldn't afford the time to take that much time off, and I never really wanted to anyway, because I wanted to keep on improving as well. So for me, that was the interesting part. I don't think I can go a month without being in the sport. As much as I hate training, as much as I hate hard training, preparing for a fight, I still wouldn't be able to go that long without being involved in the sport. What we're gonna do for the next fight, as far as physically, I'm gonna obviously have a lot more time to prepare physically for the fight, so I'll be in better shape. But strategically, I'll be doing a lot more drills now that I'm gonna have a lot more time. So I'll be starting doing drills specifically for this fighter, because I know the fighter is not gonna change. Obviously, it's gonna be a rematch, and I'm gonna be working on perfecting the block more, so he doesn't have an opportunity to score with the left kick. I'm gonna be using more of the teep for this next fight, and I'm gonna be doing my best to stay on top of him as much as I can, because it was difficult to land any punches against him in the last fight, because he was so evasive, I guess. Not even evasive, he just kept stepping back, so it was difficult to land a punch. So I'm gonna be doing my best to cut his angles off in the ring and just staying on top of him. Yeah, Sia Kaek was very upset after the fight. First, because he understands that this is something that I wanted really, really badly. But regardless of that, it's the fact that the decision wasn't correct, and I got cheated. And then the third thing is, we all bet a lot of money in this fight, and he bet a lot of money, and so that was taken away from him as well. So he wasn't able to make the money that he was supposed to make. I wasn't able to. Nobody in the gym was able to. So there was a couple of different reasons why he was upset, and everybody. This is something that's gonna translate into the other foreign countries, and so now they're seeing, okay, well, look what's going on with this foreigner here, meaning myself. He's not getting the rightful call. So why am I gonna go to Thailand and try to fight if I'm not gonna get the correct decision? I'm afraid to fight as a foreigner, because now, I can get. If I don't knock my opponent out, now I'm gonna have a bad decision. So he was talking about that as well, and as far as making the sport advance in other countries. And then I was happy that he made that video, because for those reasons, and it shows that PK does care about their fighters, and even though I'm a foreigner, for him to do that as a Thai, when I'm fighting against a Thai in Thailand against the Thai judges, really says a lot about PK's character and the gym's character overall. They're not looking at you like you're a foreigner. They're looking at you like you're one of their family members in the gym, and so he cares about the people within his gym, especially people who show loyalty, such as myself. I'm loyal to this gym, and I fight for this gym, and that's it. And so he showed loyalty back to me, and I really did appreciate that for him doing that. And he was just trying to make a statement. Thank you all for following me on this journey. The next fight, I'm gonna be completely different, so make sure you tune in and watch that. That'll be July 2nd. And I want to thank all my sponsors as well: Clean Eats, In Fight Style, Routine, Training Tunes, and that's it.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and share.